I just want to say, in my last video I was talking about how in May I was blessed with 6 spirits. So in May I was blessed with 6 spirits that came around and stuck, but I had definitely been getting like other people's spirits, getting other people for a while. They just didn't stick the way those 6 stuck. So I just want to put that out there. I'm gonna get that out of the way. I'm going to be talking about the beginning of May of 2020 and what happened and what transpired. This was just a really big event that I'm going to start everything like right here. I'm going to share this story, get this out of the way, and we can go from here. I just want to address this first real quick. So you guys sit down and get comfortable. You guys go ahead. So growing up, I had some insecurities about myself that I guess kind of kept me in my shell. I just was really a shut-in, and I kept all my emotions to myself, and I just, you know, stayed in my room. Slowly over time, like not all at once, my insecurities really kind of like, they kind of thinned out, because it got to a point where I was like, I'm just gonna look how I look, and there's nothing I can do about that. Like, once I was like, I really chilled out on myself, like on my physical like appearance. I was like, okay, actually it's time to like start like going in a little deeper. My sophomore year in high school is when I really like took the initiative to like actively work on like trying to get rid of some of those feelings of like feeling like unloved and like left out and like judged by my family and stuff. It was my insecurities that, you know, I had worked on all this other stuff like internally, like me and my own relationship, where I was, you know, I was comfortable with myself. I was like, actually, you know, and then it got to a point where I hit like in me, like it's time to work on building a relationship with your family. Like it's time trying to repair and build my relationships with my family. Almost 5 years ago, this is when I started trying to let me soften up, open up, and be open to a relationship. Everybody is finna find out who I am real quick. Even myself, I'm finna see real quick some new stuff too. I never talked about it like out loud to them, like face to face, and that's where talking to them up in the air, that's where their spirits come in. Right, so in March of 2020, my family started coming to me in spirit. When they came to me, it had brought up my feelings from like the past, you know, that I worked on getting over and getting rid of. Like, come on, let's talk about it. Like, girl, like, let's talk about it. So at that point in time, I thought that like I could talk to their spirits and then they would get it like later in like message form, like how I get like messages from people. Like I assumed like that's how that went. I have no idea. But when they came to me, I was like, okay, it's time for me to like really get this off my chest. And whereas no, it wasn't really face to face, it was enough for me. Like I could tell their spirit, and we talked about it, you know, and you know, it was fine. Like I felt my father's presence really strong, and I felt my older sister's presence the strongest. Like the most emotional turmoil, I guess, like with my older sister. Our relationship was really like not big sister, little sister relationship like at all. Like growing up, that's not what our relationship was like. I just had the most to talk out with my older sister, and I'm assuming that's why I felt her so strong. So she came to me, like her spirit came to me. I said, I'm gonna get very candid and I'm gonna be very open about how this all happened for me. I was in the bathroom, and you know, she was in there with me, like in spirit, and I was looking in the mirror at myself, talking to my sister in spirit, and I just kind of got like everything off my chest, you know, like I just kind of talked about like how she made me feel and like why we don't have a relationship. Like sat there and she listened, you know, and it was just really, it was very therapeutic. And you know, I was like, I said, there we go. And then after that, she didn't give me her side like right then and there. Like her spirit had come, you know, had come back to me. Okay, so it didn't happen in February because I was still working in February, but this all happened from before May. In that time span, those 2 months, she would like come and she would sit in me. Sometimes spirits come and like they're outside and like they just talk to me from the outside. And sometimes I get spirits and they come and they sit in me. I can feel them talking to me from inside my body, and I'm like, okay, are you comfortable in there? I said, okay, go ahead and get comfortable and tell me what's up. And her younger self had, you know, gotten comfortable. Like she was telling me what it was like for her growing up in the house, like her feelings and what it was like for her. And I got her side, you know, and it was was like every day, like she would just come and she would talk to me. She was how she like really felt. That's what I got. I got like the vulnerable side, and time will just have to tell how that goes. Like, just really kind of finished clearing like the rest of like the air from, like, for me, I had worked on like all of my feelings growing up, you know, getting over that, so that when it was brought up again, I was able to like just talk about it. It felt so nice, like, to be able to talk about it the way that I felt comfortable talking about it. Yeah. So all of that had happened, and then here comes May 1st. Please excuse. I had come outside, this backyard, and I had sat down on the grass with A. See, at this point, only A was here. I was just really just sitting down with them, and all of a sudden, I just had this like this urge to just like get up and like dance, and you know, I just wanted to like move around. I just kind of had this like, I don't know, it was just like switch, and I just like went off. Girl, tears, like I was loud. Girl, you good? Like girl, and in the middle of it all, like I was just moving like back and forth like through my backyard. Like I was dancing, crying, screaming, and laughing, like all at the same time. Like, just you guys. And then like later it came back to me, like I was screaming like my own name. I was like, I know Ashley. Like, it didn't click for me that I was yelling, I know Ashley, until just now. And I was like while I was like crying, it just felt like, also feel like all of these emotions leaving my body like at the same time. Like I could feel it like leaving, like literally, like I was like laying on the ground and I was looking up like at like the sky. I felt my body like twitching, like, and I was like seeing flashes, and it felt like what it would feel like if I were about to die. Like I just had to like remember, like I was like, girl, you're safe, and if you do die, girl, there's nothing to be scared of. Like I just had to remember that there isn't anything to be scared of. And once I remembered that, the weight, my body like stopped, everything stopped, I relaxed, and it just kind of felt like I was just like floating, like light and air of calm, I guess. It was just like, you know, this is it, relax, you did it, like you're good, like and I just felt like just so like at peace. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, what, girl? And then it was like that peace that I had felt was ruined, because girl, my father came storming out the back door, was like, girl, Ashley, and he walked over to me, he grabbed my hand, he laid on the ground with me, and I was like, okay, let's lay on this ground. I know I scared my family, and I know I scared everybody in my neighborhood. Like, when I tell you I was loud, I mean I was loud, girl. I scared them, and I feel so bad, especially because like I wasn't hurt and I wasn't crying tears of like pain and anguish, and like, no, it was the cops first. They came and they talked to me. So the way that I was trying to like explain it, like I just was like, it just felt like a spiritual cleanse, because literally, because like that's literally like what it felt like then, and that's what it feels like even like now. Like it just felt like it just, that's what that was for me. That was my really big dramatic spiritual cleanse, like and I want to talk about everything that's happened with you guys. I want you guys to know my story. So here it is. And so like when they came to talk to me, they were just asking me these questions. I don't remember like any of the questions they were asking me, but they left and I was here for 3 more days. I could tell they wanted to get me in the hospital, but I was like, well, I'm fine now. Obviously, if you see that, obviously, like, you're not gonna think I'm fine, like, obviously, and I understood that. And even to this day, like, I still don't know how to fully express exactly like how I was feeling and what I was feeling and like how I felt it, but like when I tell you I was fine after, really, I really felt fine after. The only way that they could get me to go to the mental health hospital, the only way is if I was like physically harming anybody, like, and girl, I wasn't fighting nobody, like it wasn't like I wasn't fighting anybody. I didn't want to, girl. Like I said, no, you over there trying to like get me to fight you, and I'm over here trying to finish figuring out what's going on. Like I said, I was like, this happened on May 1st. Honestly, every first of the month since May 1st has been, I just feel different every first. Like every first, it just kind of is like, okay, you're stepping into something new. Let's embrace this something new. And like, I don't know, every first has just been really something different for me. And so, hey May 1st, you was real special. And hey February 1st, you know, I just feel like I'm growing. Like I feel like I'm growing. Back to the story. I went to my sister's closet and I said, ooh. You know, my mom and I were just kind of going back and forth at the time. She asked me to stop smoking in the house, and I said, I'm gonna disregard. This was kind of my own fault. So I was smoking in the closet, and she came and she opened the door and she dragged me out by my legs. And then I got up and I was like, so I can tell like you want to fight me. Like, I'm not about to hit you. So if you want to fight me, like, you go ahead. Like, let's do this now. We didn't really fight until we got to the stairs, and then my dad grabbed me. I don't remember how he had me, but then I started like choking him, and he kind of stopped, like without him opening his mouth. Like I heard him ask, like, he's like, you really want to fight? Like, is you really trying to fight right now? And I was like, no, I'm not really trying to fight right now. Like, they were really just trying to like drag me out to the car. I was like, and so we get outside, and I get in the car, and and my dad, girl, so I had on these like really like loose pants and like these panties, girl. And my dad like kind of like moved my pants, and my panties just like, oh, he touched me, and I said, why would you touch me? Like, why would you touch me? Like, why would you touch me? Pandora's box, and we're gonna talk about it later. Moving on. So girl, I was pissed at this point. Like I'm like yelling and I'm screaming and I'm cussing, like, girl, and I'm kicking his door. Like it took everything in me not to kick the window. Like it took everything in me. I was like, I know I'm not gonna pay for this window, so let me not break this man's window. Let me not break this man's window, because I know that I'm not gonna pay for it. I might be able to break the window, but I'm not gonna break this door, so let me just kick this door and yell and scream. It's early in the morning, and I know I'm waking the people up. Like, I know that I'm loud again in this neighborhood for the second time. Anyway, so I'm in the car, like I'm still kicking the door, and my mom gets in, you know, I bop me in the side of my head. I said, so now you want to hit me? I said, I'm in the car. Like, let's just go. Like, both of you get in the car and take me to this hospital so that I can go to this hospital and get away from this house. Like, I was so ready to go at this point. Like I was like, girl, why would you hit me now? Like, girl, ugh. Anyway, she hit me when I was looking away from her. What's it called when you hit somebody when they're not looking? What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Girl, snuck. Girl, she snuck me. She snuck me. Anyway, I'm like, please, the both of you, please, just get in the car and take me to the hospital, please. Like, at this point, I said I'm out. I'm ready to go. Take me to this hospital. And we went to this hospital, and they were like, okay, so no, we're not gonna take her here. Back in the car, we go to this other hospital where I end up being admitted to. So, girl, so I get there, and they were like, you have to take your jacket off. And I had on this shirt, but I wasn't really comfortable. Like, girl, I was still like kind of like really hella uncomfortable. Like, I said, why would you touch me? Like, why would you touch me? And I was still feeling like uncomfortable from that. And luckily my dad was in the car still. Like, he didn't come inside. It was just me and my mom. But girl, I wasn't comfortable with my mom there either. Like, and so anyway, and my mom was like, here, I'll take it. I was like, no. And so I gave it to the officer. I gave my jacket to the officer. I said, no, you can't hold it. I said, no. And so I gave it to the officer, and I walked through like the metal detector, and you know, he gave me my jacket back, he gave me everything back, and then I went and I sat. And I waited, like, it wasn't really long, maybe like 15 minutes, 20 like max, before this tall little blonde, curly haired dude had came, he sat me down. They had their windows like where they take people, and then so he took like my vitals and stuff, and then he, you know, he checks me in. So he was talking to me, asking me these questions, and then he got up and he left. Girl, and then this woman came. And I was like, she sat down and she looked at me and she said, "Would you like to be a part of some research?" And I said, yes, because like her asking me like right then and there, like that really felt like a spark of like, like I was like, thank you for asking me if I would like to be a part of your research. Like you saw my last video. So like I said, these people were watching me at the zoo, and then I had that lady in the store come up to me and say, "You never know who's watching you, girl." And then the people on the street that were lined up on the street, like, girl, okay. And so it was just all of this, like, anyway, for giving me a face, because I had like all these spirits, and like in the spirit bucket with the face, I said, "Hi, I got a face." So girl, she said, "You want to be a part of some research?" And I said yes. And she said, okay. And then you know, like, she did whatever she did on the computer, and then she got up and she left. And then the curly haired blonde guy came back, and he took me back to where I stayed for 2 weeks. I did kind of skip a part. They took me to the hospital the first, and I stayed overnight. They kept me for overnight observation, and then they called me a taxi to go talk to. They sent me to the specialist. I had like my pink little like Texas healthcare card that got me to like women's health clinic though. Like that was like all I had on me. Like I didn't have my my insurance card. I had the wrong card, and so I gave it to the lady, and she was like, "Is this all you have, ma'am?" She said, "I can't use this. Like you can't see this doctor with this. He can't see you." And I was like, okay, so like what am I supposed to do? Like that's all I have. I went straight from the hospital to the doctor's, and I don't even know how or why I had that with me, honestly. But so I was sitting there, and girl, they opened the door and they were like, "Okay, the doctor will see you now." And I was like, "The doctor will see me now?" I said, "You just told me that I couldn't be seen. Like, you just told me that he can't see me." Like, girl, so they called me back to go see the doctor, and so it was me, and then they had this TV set up, and I was talking to him through the TV. Girl, I said, this was like the first time that I was like, girl, my presence is powerful. I said my presence is powerful and sexual, girl, apparently. Because I was talking to him and he just seemed like his mind was elsewhere. I said, "Let me see your hands." Ooh. It was really like that. I said, "Sir," he was like, "Okay, so tell me what's going on." And he was like, girl, he was red in the face, and he had just kind of like, girl, was kind of like shifting. And I was like, "Sir, I like to flirt." I said, and so like, if you seem like you're like affected by me, of course I'm just gonna play a little, like just a little. Girl, I told him like what was going on, but of course, I said, "I'm looking you in your eyes." I said, "I'm talking to just you, girl." Anyway, I said, going back to before I left the first hospital, had me talk to this lady, this therapist from, it was my understanding that she was a therapist who was based in Seattle. Now talking about it now, I don't know if she was out here or not, but I was talking to her over the computer. I said I never spoke to her again, and I never spoke to the other doctor ever again. Like, I never saw either of them ever again. But like, we had these conversations, and actually, I really liked her. The first lady, I really, really liked her. I said, "Ma'am, is you gonna talk to me when I get out to Seattle?" Because I was supposed to be going to Seattle, which we'll talk about later, girl. So I was like, "So when I get out to Seattle, we gonna talk about this other world that we are able to reach, or we gonna talk about this spiritual shit? Like, we gonna talk about, girl, this when I get out to Seattle, right? Like, you gonna be my girl, like you gonna be my my therapist, girl." I never spoke to that lady ever again. I said, "I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. It's just, this is what I mean, like when I tweet or talk about like trying to get my thoughts together, girl, my thoughts are literally like all over the place." And anyway, so where is the sun now? Anyway, it's right there. Anyway, let me go back to when I was in that room with the man on the TV, and we were speaking. He just asked me what was going on, you know, and I told him, and like I could just feel, girl, not only like, girl, I saw him getting red and fidgeting, and then I just felt like him, like I was like, sir. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I was like, sir. Moving on. Anyway, so back to the fourth. Oh yeah, the lady who asked if I wanted to be a part of some research. Oh yeah. So those were the doctors that I was like, the guy who was first with me, he came back and he took me back to the rooms. He took me back to the area where I stayed for 2 weeks. The first time that I was allowed outside, like I had been there for maybe like a week, and they were like, who wants to go outside? And I was like, outside, we can go outside. I said, girl, take me outside, please let me get some fresh air. I said, I would love to get fresh air, and I would love to just, girl, walk outside. Like, I said, please. I said, please let me go outside. I said, I would like to go outside. I had this like little track that I could walk around, and while I was walking around it, T said, hey girl. I said, I wonder if I get like these spirits at certain point in times for reasons that I just don't know why yet, or I just may never know why. But T spoke to me when I was in the hospital, but he only spoke to me when I was outside. I said, why are you not entertaining me when I'm inside, my friend? So when I would talk to like the doctors, like it was 2 doctors, it was a man and it was a woman. First day they asked me like what had happened, and the best way that I could like describe it was like a spiritual cleanse, but like, or the way that they were like looking at me, they were like, we need a little more than that. Like, can you express, like, can you say like anything else? And I know maybe it just sounded even more confusing because it was so fresh and I didn't have time to think about it. But like I tried to talk about it now, girl, and it didn't sound any better. Girl, I don't know, at the beginning of your journey, or like just there's this point where you just, there's this I know period. I know, right. And so she was like sitting there, both of them, honestly, they were both sitting there like, I know, but I'm not gonna let you know that I know. Now tell me what you know. And that's what it was like with my doctors. That's exactly what the fuck it was like with my doctors. Like in there, like I didn't feel like they were like judging me. Like I didn't think like they thought that I was like crazy or nothing. Like I just was trying to like, they were just sitting there while I tried to like get my thoughts together. Girl, and it just was not coming to me then and there at that point in time. And so we're talking about it like this. You know, and they called me in there and they would just like let me talk. And it always ended with, well, how are you feeling today? Well, that's good. Thank you for talking to us. Bye. And that's how it always ended. Okay, so I'm gonna make it another video. Girl, my long trip to Seattle. So there was this one guy there who I don't know if it was because there was so much other stuff going on that I just didn't notice him. But girl, once I noticed him, I was like, sir, how long you been here with me? Like, why am I just now noticing you? Sir, I didn't really think that he was gonna take me to Seattle, but see, look. I came up with this whole like, so actually you're really from Seattle and you're a part of the people who are watching me, and you're here, you're a part of all of this, girl, because you're a part of all of this somehow. We're gonna talk further about how people come in your life. Everybody that's in your life is in your life for a reason. The bigger picture that I'm trying to talk about here, girl. I said, girl, anyway, so I was like, so you here because you're really my Seattle pilot boyfriend. I think it was shortly after me thinking that he was my pilot to Seattle is when I was like, so now nobody's taking me to Seattle? Girl, my long journey to Seattle, we gonna talk about it later. That's S. S is gonna come up in another story. So let's go ahead and say hi to S, my Seattle pilot boyfriend. We're gonna say hi, S. He's gonna make an appearance in another story time. But other than that, girl, other than like me like thinking I was gonna fly off in this jet to Seattle, girl, out of this mental health hospital, girl, other than that, and this lady asking me if I wanted to be a part of some research, and oh girl, also, so I was sitting there watching TV, and I was just sitting there by myself at first, girl, and then like before he came on the screen, like I felt his presence, and all of a sudden, like I wasn't sitting on this chair anymore. I was sitting in what did I say I was gonna call him? I was sitting in G's lap. I said, said, hi sir, why did you put me on your lap? Why didn't you like sit in the chair next to me? I said, why'd you put me on your lap? I said, only because she's gonna pop up later, and I just wanted to say that you visited me when I was in the hospital. Like, other than that, it was really uneventful in the hospital. Like, but it got to the point, like, towards the end, like, the day before I left, the guy was like, are you leaving today? Really, I thought they were supposed to tell me, like, today is your day to go home, like you're good. But see, the way that he was asking me like I got to make the decision. I was like, I get to make the decision when I go home? And like, I just kind of like had this like brain fart, so I didn't say anything. He was like, so no, you're not going home today. I was like, oh. I said, okay. And I was pissed because at this point, like, I was really feeling restless. Like, girl, I'm feeling restless in this house right now, and my YouTube videos is keeping me going. Girl, I was getting restless in the hospital. I said, please let me outside. Girl, there was one day, like, ooh, who wants to go outside? They only let a certain amount of people go outside, and there had been like these newcomers. I said, I want to go outside, but there wasn't like enough space for everybody to go outside. And so my roommate, she was like, well, it's okay, me and her can stay inside. I was like, girl, why would you offer my position away? I said, why is you speaking for me? I said, no, they just got here, they fine. I said, we've been here. I said, girl, you might not care, but I care. I said, I want to go outside, girl. I said, girl, I want to go outside. I said, don't give away my position. Like, girl, like, I said, girl, no. In my mind, I said, yeah, that's fine. Girl, I said, yeah, that's fine. Why are you speaking for me? Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Anyway, girl, the last day that I was there, pissing me off. She didn't really piss me off. I thought it was cute, actually. Before she left, I was sitting in the TV area, and I had my back to her, and she said, Ashley, so you can tell when like people are open their mouth and they speak to you. I said, girl, she did not call my name out loud. She called my name, she through here. I said, Ashley, and I said, what, girl, you was loud in my head. Back at her, you know, I could see her mouth, and she was like, yes, it works. Like I could just picture her like doing like that whole motion, like she just like stared at me. And at that point, let me see, February, March, April, May, I had been in quarantine. I had been at home. I wasn't like home, like restless. It wasn't bad at that point like it is, or like how it has been lately. But anyway, I said it was really good to get out of the house and see. I like to meet new people. Like, I enjoyed my stay in the hospital. I said sometimes, you know, anyway, I found out I could do a split in there. I found out I could do a split in the hospital. I said, girl, I went all the way down. I said, not me doing a split all the way down. I said, girl, I went all the way down. I said, not me being able to do a split, girl. I said, not me being able to do a split. I found out I could do a split in the hospital. I said, yeah, I just wanted to talk about my hospital visit. Honestly, really what I wanted to talk about was my little, my mental break. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of sort of explain that. I said, I don't know how well I did explaining it. I said, short of that being like a really dramatic spiritual release, that's all I could say. Like, cause girl, when I tell you I felt it like in my whole body, I mean, I felt it in my whole body. Like, I just felt like it was like ease and comfort and release, and you're right at home, girl, with yourself. I said, you're right at home with yourself. And I said, I know, Ashley, like, you know how people, you know, spend all their life finding themselves? I think I'm finding myself. And so, like, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, and I'm still going. And like I said, I'm just gonna take you guys with me from now on. And you guys are just gonna watch me on my spiritual journey as I try not to sound crazy as fuck on this internet. And if I do, can you keep up, baby boy? Can you... Wait. I said, because I didn't want to say, maybe lose my breath. I didn't want to say that. I want to say, can you keep up, baby boy? Can you keep up? Because that's really what it's gonna be like. Like, just, girl, me too, like, trying to keep up. I said, I think it's gonna be so much fun if you can sit through these videos while I try to scramble my way through these videos. Yeah, if you can sit here and stay for it, I said, and maybe we have some similar stories. I just want you guys to meet us. I said I'm gonna introduce S here. Yeah, I said I think that's it. I hope that I hope that I hit everything that I want to hit. I'm really excited about I'm really excited. Bye, and I'll see you guys next week.